was gonna explain myself and then I decided I don't want to do that. I don't look back, so that hoe has never seen my face, okay. Being passive aggressive is in my DNA, okay. Y'all wanna gather, it's not an even trade, okay.
What's good, everybody? What's good? Welcome back to yet another episode of Off the Strength, where we're giving you the inside look into all things wellness culture. I'm a trainer called Tony, and of course, with me, I got some gentlemen of extraordinary league guys. Let's go around the table and introduce ourselves, please.
K.R. Jones is in the building. Good morning.
Habanero Jefe himself, Troy Brooks, Sage's daddy.
Jefe.
Yeah, keeping shit spicy.
Woo!
Yeah.
You're a trainer Corey, a.k.a. Master Corey. Write that down.
There we go.
Hey.
And that's right, folks. We are back in store for another variety hour. That's when we're going to give you the best of our week so you can have the best foot forward coming off into your week. And hopefully we give these people some inspiration. Fellas, y'all ready to get this pod going?
Absolutely.
Y'all ready to get this
Goddamn
thing cracking, fellas? Yeah, yeah. Well, let the people know what you've been doing. I like how Jones is coming in here with that energy. What's been going on this week, fellas? How we starting off?
Man, we setting the pace, bro. Before we get into what we're doing, let's talk about what we're doing.
That's right.
So on the 16th, y'all, you know what I'm saying, of October, the Off the Strength gang will be taking over that Samsung space for our final segment and series to that movement, mindset and movement series. We're gonna knock this thing off. It's gonna be amazing. If you are in New York City, if you're in the tri-states area, there's nowhere that you should be other than that space. We will be occupying that space heavily at 6 p.m. It's gonna be fucking amazing. You want to pull up, you want to get inspired. You might even find your bae in there. You never know.
You gonna find life.
You might. All kind of shit happens when you come in the room when we're in there. Next thing, your credit gets better. Your skin starts fucking glowing.
If you've used the word wellness in the last 6 months, you should be in this room.
Absolutely.
Hop off that flight from Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
You know,
Sri Lanka's been
we
showing
touching
love.
down on everybody.
Come through.
You know, if you've been on this show, you should be in this room next week. Is what we're trying
Say
to tell
that shit
you.
one more time so
If
they know
you've
the
been
pressure's
in this
on.
room.
Yeah. If you've been on the show,
You've
If
been
you
on the
touch
show.
the microphone,
yeah.
We done put 80 episodes of life out there. If you've been on any one of them 80 and you ain't in that room, know how I feel about you.
Yeah, if your ass was on a phone interview too, book a flight.
Yeah, you better call in. Reach out and touch somebody. We got all kind of tech. It's the space where technology and culture collide. So we'll find a way to get you in there.
There we go.
That's
People
right.
gonna be FaceTiming
Skype
from other
your
places.
ass.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. We
We'll
want Mob
Skype
Deep.
you.
We want to try to bring the whole squad out in there, you know? So this is dropping on a Tuesday, so you still have time when you hear this. Make sure you mosey on down for 10:16 and get this thing going.
Somebody gonna be in the back holding up a tablet real high.
They better. The revolution will be streamed.
put it
will
in a
be.
little seat.
Give it a seat. Yeah, got the
Yeah.
reserved seat with a tablet in it.
Face me towards the direction that they're in, given this knowledge.
Yes.
Hell yeah, man. What else? So that's what's coming up. What's been going down?
What's been going down, man, is this recovery. Been really implementing a lot more recovery. Shout out to that shirt you got on. Love them, but I will not say their name on the air. They've been showing
They
a
know.
lot of love.
Listen.
They've been giving me all the new products, so I've been implementing all these different tools and modalities back into my situation. I haven't been able to train as much as I'd like, but I've been making sure that my joints feel good, that I feel good, and that I'm not walking around achy and breaky out here. So
I'm glad you pointed
feeling
that
good.
out.
Yeah,
Because I don't want this shirt to be on camera if they ain't cutting them checks.
Yeah.
They know what time it is.
Facts.
They got to understand.
Go ahead and zip the hoodie, fam.
Yeah, right. I was like, wait a second. I ain't even
It's
know.
hoodie season. Zip it up. There we
Listen,
go.
it's NASCAR too, so your ads can be here somewhere, but you got to make sure you pay for them ads.
And we moving in the right rooms. You want that exposure.
Yeah, man.
Them NASCAR dudes got it right. They be having their ankles logo.
I'm wrapped. I'm
Yo,
telling
my
you.
ankle is brought to you by Mobile Exxon.
Fam. Yo, it's gonna
They be in here.
Hell yeah. Yo, it's gonna be nasty talking to me in 2020. I'm gonna let you know that right now. I'm selling everything. It's like, yo,
nasty
You
talking
can't go
this
talk to
year.
Tony. You're gonna be like, yo, this dap was brought to you by.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. The good folks at made me bless you for the day. Exactly how I'm moving. What's going on, Jones?
This week, I actually was able to get into 2 yoga classes and sneak a workout in, which I don't know about y'all, but that's a big deal for me. So
Props to you.
nothing,
It's a big deal, brother. It
nothing
is.
but movement sneaking
awesome.
in there. I was also able to polish off a pint of Van Leeuwen ice cream, chocolate brownie.
Yo, yes, I had that last week too, bro. And
Yo, shout out to them because they make some good
No,
ass
they
ice
really
cream.
do. But the
Vegan friendly.
So I do the vegans a lot, but
Sure.
I said, you know
Sure.
what? I want the whole thing this time. Pause. Went for the honeycomb. The honeycomb.
The honeycomb is a
It's
jam, son.
game changer.
That's
bro.
it.
The honeycomb is a game changer.
It's great for my mental wellness. So
Look at that. You were giving back. That was a Jones self-care.
that's a Jones
I like this. This was a Jones
Yoga and
production.
ice cream.
Yeah.
Get
That's
your
how you gotta
pint
do
of
it.
ice cream.
It definitely is a self care
Brooklyn
practice.
way.
If I'm in Brooklyn or I'm in Manhattan, it's
making it work.
happening no matter what.
Get your palate and your hips open with Jones out here is what we trying to tell you. What's going on, Corey?
Not necessarily in that order.
You know, either way.
You know what I mean?
Either way.
Not necessarily in that way.
I mean, it could be.
You know, you never know. I might not
That's
know.
a different
Depends on the
space.
vibe. Depends on the day.
We never did that. Do that
Pump the
date with
brakes.
Jones.
Dear Jones.
Yo, I actually got back to working on my hamstring. I was deadlifting. Now I'm dead.
From the lifting.
Boy, I'm exhausted. I'm
Fam,
tired.
you and this hamstring got a
I'm
whole thing
tired.
going on.
I'm trying to get this thing back right, man. It happens when you get old. Wait, you got about a year and a half. Wait till you get old. Wait till you get old and that hamstring talk different.
Yeah.
Nah, man. My preventative strategies from all the
Listen.
companies that we rocking with that we not naming is keeping me out of that bag,
A lot of conversation these days with me and people using the word old. And I think old is a mentality. I think age is something that, is evolutionary. We have to age, but it's all about how we age. We have the choice to age gracefully. And old is a mentality. I know a lot of young motherfuckers walking around here looking old because the mentality is, I'm old.
I'm not aging gracefully at all.
Nah, you are.
I'm
you
falling
are.
down the stairs of age.
Nah, you look good.
He's hit
You
every
look
step.
good. You move good. You doing good, bro.
Fam, I
Still
can't
sharp
wait.
as steel. We here for each other, man.
Bruh, I can't wait. They say old like it's a pejorative. I'm going to tell you right now.
I ain't supposed to be here.
Hey,
We don't even know what
we
Jones
don't know how
defined
old
old
Jones
as.
is, but for me,
He's a man child.
yeah, he's somewhere
Forever.
somewhere in between that space.
Forever he's a man
His
child.
tombstone going to say he lived, he died. That's all we know.
We don't know. We don't know when it started. We don't know when it stopped. But dead ass, for me,
Yeah.
the day that I could actually step into that old and other people accept me saying that I'm old is the day that I'm ringing every joy bell possible. Because if you thought you were hearing what I actually felt, now that my old filter comes in, I'm going heavy into the old bag.
I'm gonna be
Saying all kind of stuff.
That's why I'm trying to get y'all desensitized to my old, because I'm about to talk real old.
Yeah.
Look here, little nigga, let me tell you what you're doing wrong.
That's how you feel.
Hey,
That's me now. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm ready to be old.
I just
ready.
I want the silver fox.
I want to step into
bald
that.
dude.
Hey, I got a jump start on you now, fam. You better get the
You already
get
getting the
just
salt
for
and
me
pepper in
shit.
there. You go
I
retroactive.
got like 40 shit starting to pop out.
Yo, just
Attitude
diet.
and sass is coming with it.
Don't diet.
for
Don't come out here looking
not
like a
one of those
fairy.
cats. No.
With the
Yo,
purple
I
tint.
Can't diet. Yeah, because that's where it goes. The shit turns purple. Next thing you know, you got the lavender beard. I'm not
Nah,
for it.
Yo,
chill.
my pops did that once.
Don't do it.
My pops did that once. He tried to dye the gray black and came out purple. And I was like,
Lavender's a
let me
great
tell you what we
color.
not doing, Joker.
Listen,
Yeah, man.
every gray hair you see on me, I'm gonna be a little bit more sassy.
It's
That's
earned.
it.
It's an earned process, and it's something that takes place in that evolutionary space as we are in this man economy, gentlemen. Gentlemen of extraordinary leagues, as we like to identify ourselves as. The grays come. Also does the wisdom, and we got to make sure that we also keep this wisdom moving forward in the right direction. So when we're doing that, we got to educate. We got to teach these people. Corey,
Yo,
teach these people what's going on this week in the Yo Trainer's Trainer.
all right, people, I want y'all to listen up. I'm going to give y'all some good information right here. We're going to talk about linking trainers with clients and how to do that, like a Tinder for trainers. All right? So I've been getting hit up recently about finding clients for trainers trying to find clients, and clients trying to find trainers, the whole back and forth thing, right? So for me personally, I vet everyone, and I earn the right of refusal. So if we don't mesh, I don't train you, period. But I will refer you to somebody who might work for you, because I'm a particular way. I have a particular level of expectations, and some people work differently with others. So I have no problem linking someone up with others, but it's one of the reasons why people rock with me, because I'll give you a client every once in a while. So for you, Kyle, Tone, I know both of y'all don't train as much or hardly at all now, but what was your vetting process back in the day when that was the heavy thing, when the money was coming in mainly from that? What was your vetting process to make sure this client is the one I'm rocking with, especially when you was in that box space and they were just handing you people?
Yeah.
in the box space, I used that interview process to really feel it out. And the question was to find out more about you, but do I actually want to spend time with you? As far as the handoff situation, when people were like, yo, I got this client, my availability lines up, boom, boom, boom. When I was younger in the game, I just went for the money. Like, I took a dude every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Monday and Wednesday, he was at 9 p.m., and Saturday was at, 3.
Just because that's where it fit.
Just because he was consistent, and I knew that I would make money from him. And then as I progressively got to a point where it was like, I just can't do this no more, I passed him off to somebody else. So I think the thing about vetting is when you get it, see if you mess with that person. If you don't, do not feel bad, but pass them to somebody that you trust, and it'll just come back around. You just got to trust that it'll come back around.
Senor Vidal.
I'd say initially, just like everybody, you just take on whatever somebody hands off to you, right? There's not really a high level of I'd say discretion not discretion, that's not the right word, scrutiny inside those spaces, right? So you can't really, if you're trying to make money, you're trying to fill your book, you got to take whoever you can take, right? After you get past a certain point where you have a sustainable business, it becomes up to me to decide who I want to bring on my team. And I would ask people while we're doing that same process that Kyle is talking about, how serious are you? Right. And that you would see a litany of different responses to that. Yo, how serious are you? I see, here's all the goals. Okay, how serious are you about accomplishing these goals? And people would either get upset, people would.
What do you mean, man?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm here. I'm present.
I was like, no, because now I need to know how much of my time you're going to waste. So if you're coming in here and you're not serious, don't waste my time. You could take that, give somebody else this same amount of money, and they'll let you do all the other BS. But I need you to succeed because your success is going to predicate my future business success. So every one of my clients was a calling card. Yeah. So you can't be on this team unless you're ready to play A1.
Yeah, man.
And that's what it came down to.
Word. Yo, the trainer-client relationship, and it is a relationship, and people sometimes look at it like it's not. It's not just you paying me for my time. It really is us working together because you are a billboard for me. And at the same time, I'm committing to getting you to a particular goal. So we're both in this, so you should treat it that way. Treat it like a job interview, treat it like a first date, but treat it like it's important. And when you're in that position where you just have to take people, remember the things that you don't enjoy about people. Remember those traits that are a little bit difficult for you to handle so that you can keep that in mind when you do earn the right to tell people no. And keep good relationships with trainers, especially those top trainers in the joint if you're a rookie, because I guarantee you that person isn't taking everyone. Be cool with that person so they can slide you some folk. And then remember that when you make it to that top point, slide some folks back around. Keep the energy going. Keep that moving. Now, Troy, you got a different perspective. Yeah. And I know you're actively training, but just a small amount, trying to put that time to the family. So in your position where you are in that advanced level, how do you decide where I'm going to put where you're going to put your time versus where you're going to put your time with your family? And I know that time is precious for you. Yeah. And I know you like to pull that chalk out, cut that line. Yeah. So what's your vetting process? What do you do?
For me right now, I think I train about 5 people, and it's an awesome referral program based on the energy that I've built with one client who's been really awesome and has a great network. Mm-hmm. She's super high compliant, and I think she just does everything. She checks all the boxes, and she takes extreme accountability in getting her results. She also understands that she is a business card for me, but she wants it. So for me, at my level, it's about me working with quality over quantity and working with people who actually really want it. So for me to take the time away from my family or the other projects that I have going on, you have to show me that you really want this. You can't be halfway in. You can't be willy-nilly with this. You need to commit to it. You need to know that outside of the days that we're training, there's fucking 4 other days in a week. What are you doing to make sure that you get the results you want? And then as far as my network, I give a lot of people, because people ask me to train all the time, and I'm like, I can't. So what I do is I give people out. You know what I mean? I've thrown you a client.
Troy has given me a client, actually.
Giving him a client. What I do with that is I look for energy, and I want to make sure that the people are a good match. But then also there's some people that I don't have the time to train that might have some kind of injury. So I want to make sure that I'm giving that person the right person. Like, hey, my friend's a corrective exercise specialist. He can help you with that labrum in your shoulder. Send that person over there. Oh, you're pre and postnatal. Oh, guess what? I'm not taking clients right now, but I'm going to send you my friend home, blah, 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 who's doing that. So I kind of just want to make sure that I'm filtering the people in the right direction, not just based on their energy, but exactly what it is they require.
And some of this goes back to the clients, because the example of the client that Troy sent to me, he waited about 3.5 months for our schedules to align where I had a spot to put him in there. Yeah. And he was like, all right, I'll just wait up because this is what I want to do. So remember that aspect of it and treat that accordingly. And again, just to wrap everything up, got to wrap it up like a first date. Make sure, from Tone and Kyle, don't make me look bad. Yeah. I'm going to take you while I'm broke. You may not be here when I got some bread. Yeah. And remember to always refer people, like Troy was saying, get that referral over, look out for everybody around, and have that network of people who have specialties so that you can take care of people. People will remember that. They'll remember that you sent them to the right person. Everybody isn't the right one. You got a GP doctor, and then you have your special surgeons.
Whew, a lot of
so
GPs
do those referrals. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that, man. Definitely happy to hear that the tender of personal training was not taking the route that I thought you were going into.
Not going that way.
Salute to you for elevating that whole
space. A little bit of verbal clickbait for you. You should have seen how big Tony's eyes get when I said Tinder for trainers.
Because, Corey, you be going in directions that I'm never going to follow you, brother.
Hey, man.
But I appreciate you doing those.
Sometimes I like to be by myself.
As long as you support him on his journey.
I support him on that journey. Yeah. Look at him out there doing that thing.
Doing that thing.
Shout out to you, bro. Over there where I'll never be.
Look at that walk.
Yeah. You got to let everybody take their own paths in life, man. And when you on these paths, guys, we got to know that there's going to be some good. There's going to be some bad, and goddamn it, we're going to go into the ugly. You know what time it is. You know what time this week is about. Oh, we going to get spicy today. So, straight up, rip from the headlines this week. I had a good, I had a bad. I'm skipping past the bad. I'm going to give you the good first because we got to get into this ugly. I got to tell you right now. So, we're going to start off on a good foot, all right? Article from Men's Health, guys, is detailing this week how a paralyzed man was able to walk again using a brain-controlled robotic suit. I'm talking really some mech kind of tech stuff. I don't know if you guys are geeked out on the Gundam kind of situations like I am and all the rest of this stuff, so my inner nerd was going in through that. You know, I was always a fan of Iron Man, you know, and we lost Superman, true story, to something that was very similar to how this man came in. So to see that the body is able to be healed with machines is always going to be something I want to look into, right? So this quadriplegic man was able to use an exoskeleton that was developed by a team of researchers in Grenoble, France. So we know what was coming out of Grenoble before. I don't know if you guys have seen any of these experiments, but now we're starting to go into the good side.
Those are the ones making lamb steaks out of.
They were making a bunch of crazy stuff in Grenoble. There's a lot of crazy things coming in there. That's a whole nother rabbit hole to go down. YouTube, whatever you need, you'll be there for a few hours. Look up Grenoble. But this brain-machine interface is innovative and it's changing the lives of these patients. Now, we kept the actual patient's name out of this study because they wanted to have some kind of anonymity inside that space, but he suffered a cervical spinal injury that would leave most people paralyzed for the rest of their lives, right? They implanted a chip into his brain that was able to give him, and the limited motion that he had in his bicep and his left wrist, full control over a suit that was able to move his body around. So, you know, guys, I'm always excited about this innovation where tech meets the body and how we're going to be unlocking all different types of things. I know that the cervical spine injuries and along that line have always been terrifying to me, at least, because that's when you know how fragile life is.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about people actually putting that technology into good spaces and be able to reconnect parts of your body that might have been totally turned off for a long time?
Yo, this is fucking amazing. Yeah. Because we take technology for granted. Like we're so connected that we have to disconnect and give each other props. So you turned your phone off, shut up. Yeah. And then at the same time, like we also take our movement for granted often. We always complain about, oh, this hurts, that hurts, but yo, you get to feel it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that really wish something hurt on them right now.
Yep.
So us finally getting those two things to connect and do positive things, that's a beautiful thing. Plus, like the little kid nerd in me, I remember when I saw Alien and Shorty was in the little machine.
That's how
and then
money
Matrix
looks.
and the joint came around. Yo, this is fire. Like
That's how money looks. He's
that-
got the whole
straight up in the
exosuit.
in the exoskeleton, kind of looking like from
That looks like Ripley.
Yeah,
Like,
it does.
He
that
could
looks
be
like the
Ripley.
joint from Alien, like for real.
thing
And that's beautiful, man.
The thing that's awesome about that, though, bro, is like as they start to fine tune that,
Yep.
they're gonna make it more aesthetically pleasing to the point where he might not look like he even has.
It's
the
gonna fit
contraption
underneath
you
your
know what I mean?
clothes.
Under
But
your
let me tell you
clothing.
what, you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen. Lazy people gonna be rocking these. This is gonna be the new thing, like those dumbass scooters
always one.
and those motorized skateboards. Now you're gonna see dudes with whole suits with like camo on them and
You're not too far
Supreme
off.
suits.
You're not too far off because people have used some of these to load up and do different like strength-based mechanisms, right?
Seriously?
So the first application always starts on this side, right? Here's the good side of it. Here's what we're doing. We're helping people who can't move. But as soon as you think about that, it's like, well, what about people who could move? How can we enhance some of these different things? So you're seeing use cases for people who work in like warehouses. If you can pick up a whole pallet using the hinging more from the machine than your actual self, well, you're kind of cutting down on some of these crossovers, right?
Yeah.
You're going to start to see this thing move into different directions, different verticals. Now, if it's doing that inside of this side of the industry, you got to know what the big money makers out there is. So there's probably going to be, and again, this is the good part of the story. I don't want to think about this too much, but I know if you know what the military-industrial complex is built off of, this is going to go inside that space.
Oh, we know that, yeah.
But we're focusing on this right now, so I'm happy that they're making people
positive
move
right now.
in the right direction, you know? So
But
we
it's
keep
gonna
that.
have an M60 mounted on it.
Come
at some
on,
point.
man. We got to get away from the machines, but we got to help the machine at the same time. We got to
Spoke
try.
about Christopher Reeves.
Isn't this how
earlier.
Terminator
That's what I'm
started?
saying.
Be careful when you're riding stallions
Fam.
out here.
Yeah, they looking for these stallions. You might mess around and get bucked.
Exactly.
That's what happens.
Like you mean like Megan?
Come on, man. I ain't know. They
you
saying
can't-
stallions.
listen,
I got
Speaking
nothing
in
to say
code
on
out
that.
here.
Because that looks like you might get hurt.
You get
on that.
bucked.
You might get
You
hurt on
could.
that ride.
Be
Mess
careful.
around.
I'm here for it though.
Be careful when riding stallions.
And be
Period.
careful when riding stallions. Be careful when you're out here in these streets, man. And shout out to them for making this research possible. Now, guys, I wanted to make sure we're running a little late in that. I wanted to make sure that I give us enough time to get into the ugly segment this week because the ugly segment is coming to us from Quartzy.com. The title of this article is called Woke versus Shavasana. I don't know, my yoga cohort across from me, can you explain to the listeners who might not understand what this Shavasana is about? If I'm woke versus Shavasana, what's this on here?
Shavasana is at the end of your practice when you get to lay still.
That resting pose.
The resting
You're
pose.
sleeping, otherwise.
Not necessarily sleeping, but recovering and reflecting.
For this analogy, they sleep.
Every time I do it, I sleep.
Yeah.
I love the Shavasana.
That's what
I
I'm
can't
saying.
wait for Shavasana.
So it's woke versus sleep, right?
Yeah,
and
there you go.
we can hear all of these different spaces inside of wellness where people are perpetuating things that you would think are good most of the time, right? So I wanted to start off this article, and I'm thinking I'm going into something good. The cover shoot that brought me face to face with racism in the wellness industry. Now, this article was put out here by a friend of the show, Nicole Cardoza. You guys remember when Nicole was on
Shout
here
out to Nicole. What up?
with
Nicole,
Deanna,
it's the
giving
homie,
us
man.
all different types of info.
Yeah.
And we know Nicole is out here doing all types of great work for people. She is a selfless individual. You know, her non-for-profits are going. She was touring all over the U.S.
She just
this
finished
year.
that. Yep.
Giving out yoga lessons to people who really need it. You know, she's doing all types of inspirational stuff with kids, you know. So when I hear that she's being marginalized inside this space, I'm going to be a little bit more than perturbed. So the article goes on to detail how she was initially presented with an opportunity to be on the front of this yoga journal, right? But then everybody got a little uncomfortable with how she might have been received on this yoga journal, and they immediately faced their population with the choose your own adventure type style between Nicole and her contrasting counterpart, which I don't know what this woman's background is on that, but let's just say she doesn't look anything like Nicole, right?
Can we call her Megan?
We gonna placeholder at Megan,
She seems like a Meredith.
right? I don't want to be mad at her because I don't know if she did this, but better know that Yoga Journal, we're going to put some shine some light on this. Now, Nicole in this Quartz article goes through and she takes the high road. She talks about a lot of different ways in which she confronted this. She was able to, get a resolution that reflects all of the high principles that she has. But I am here for the shits, right? We said that we're going to shine some light into the darkness. We're going to let people know this Yoga Journal stuff is getting on my goddamn nerves. You can't celebrate somebody for one thing, and then be concerned with how their image is looking if they're doing all the actual work, which I know she's putting in this work. Oh, guys, I don't even want to go through the whole rest of the article because she ends up coming up with some salvaging things. I want to put some time on the clock. I'm ready to roast Yoga Journal right now for fucking playing games right here. Miles, let's get 30 seconds on the clock. Fellas, I want you to tell people why you mad right now for playing these shenanigans with our friends on this show, because you know we coming for you.
Oh, whitewashing ass.
Let them know we get the roasting hands inside here.
Turn around and change the page of my homegirl and put on the white girl. Shout out to the white girl. I don't know what's going on with the white girl, but I don't know if she even knew what was happening, but somebody did, and somebody's fault, and I want to find somebody so I can talk to him.
Yeah, fuck the passive racism
Somebody need an
bullshit. By the way, she got that cover.
She
They
got the
talk about
cover.
that. She got the cover.
She got the cover, and
She got the cover.
they gave her the proceeds, all the rest of that stuff, you know. And again, I said she took a higher path, but I'm not here for this higher
Yeah,
path.
you're not- we're not
I'm
here
here
for
for the
it.
shit.
You know, I take the low road.
Exactly.
I take the dirt road.
Yeah, exactly. When they go low, we getting even
We
under.
gonna get lower.
Sometimes when I go low,
You
I
go
already
low,
Yeah.
we go lower.
Yeah, exactly. Yo.
Chapo style.
I'm about to be in the cellar's basement right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man, we coming up. So, Nicole, we want to shout you out and let you know if you ever need some hitters out here to let these people at the Yoga Journal know, yo, y'all full of shit. Stop playing games.
Full of it.
I'm
Don't
gonna
ever
send
do
y'all
nothing
all the
again.
Shavasana when I roll
trying
up
to
in there.
capitalize off the
Exactly.
culture too.
Yeah, you want to be in the culture,
Yeah.
but you don't want to be in the
Yeah.
culture. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
man,
don't-
I'm
you don't
tired
lo-
of
You
that.
don't love us. You love the idea of us.
Exactly.
I'm tripping on how they trying to protect the culture that they stole to begin with.
And what the hell is that?
This ain't yours.
He's like,
This ain't yours.
y'all was doing work out here in India? What?
This is not yours. None of these words are in white.
Yeah.
None of them.
None of these words. Shavasana is not a white word.
Man,
That
I'm
is
sick
not
of
in
this
white.
shit.
I may or may not have listened to a podcast, and it was entitled "White Women Ruin Yoga."
Oh, man.
Dang, homie.
I ain't even going to put it on her. Again, I don't know.
I don't blame white people for what happened with yoga, because everything, that's what, realistically, that's what their culture does. Like, they see something and say, oh,
But
this
I'ma
is dope,
blame Yoga
and I'm about to
Journal.
push
Yoga
in with that.
Journal is getting it.
This is Troy Brooks here. The issue with white culture is a lot of people are just they don't understand what's going on. They don't understand the racism that they play in a role sometimes. And the biggest thing, the issue that I have is if you're not a part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. If you have black friends, if you are not standing up on the front lines for your black friends, if you're not standing up on the front lines for us when all this funny crooked shit goes down, then you are just as fucked fucked up as those people that we're categorizing right now. Because I got a lot of white friends who do step up on the front lines for us.
For
so I
sure.
want to say love and appreciate to y'all, but the rest of y'all that don't, that act like y'all with us, but y'all not really with us, fuck y'all.
I know.
Let me talk on that real quick because Muhammad Ali actually made a really dope statement about this, where he was asked why he speaks so against white people often. And he said, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact quote, I listened to it years ago, but he basically said, if there's 1,000 snakes coming for me from a room and I know that 100 of those snakes are on my side, do I leave the door open and hope the 100 are up front? No. I shut the damn door. So the reality of it is, and I know there's plenty of listeners who are on the right side and are listening and are saying, well, I'm not one of these people, I'm not part of the problem, but tell me where you're part of the solution. Tell me the thing you're doing to help.
Exactly.
That's all I need.
That's it. That's
all I
that's
need.
what it's about.
I'll take one time. You give me one time, we good.
Hell yeah. So out here, if you're listening to this, make sure you show Nicole some love on all her socials. We'll make sure we link that inside there. And then I'm going to go out and make sure that me personally, I can't tell everybody else to do this, but I'm going to make sure that I message Yoga Journal and I say, nah, son, stay woke. Hashtag woke versus Shavasana. That's what I'm going to put up there.
Come for Yoga Journal, y'all. That's your one. If you want one right now, if you want one, Meredith,
if
send a
anybody
letter to Yoga Journal.
else wants to do that, you can go ahead and do it. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do. This is me, Tony. You know, add a trainer called Tony is coming at you and letting you know how I feel. And that's going to be it.
Facts.
From the headlines this week. That's how I had to put that stamp on it, fellas.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to transcend. We're going to go into other things, you know, because we had to get out the bag. We got to get some wins up here. We putting up dubs all over the space. Woo! Like my homie Nicole out there, she got some wins on it.
Yeah.
Troy, you going to let these people know how we winning today?
Yeah, man, with all the fuckery going on inside the world, out here, I'm just trying to stay in the right mind state, so to speak, man. So this week, man, I just want to talk about the fact that yesterday actually happened to be National Mental Health Awareness Day, right?
Facts.
Being observed all around the world. And guess what your boy did? Guess what your boy did the day before that? I stepped up to the plate and I did exactly what I said I was going to do. And that's exactly what I want to speak about. I want to speak about accountability today from the real level of walking the walk and talking the fucking talk. So what did I do? I finally signed up. I found a therapist, and I had my first consultation this week. And I'm not going to lie to you, I thought it was going to be awkward. I thought it was going to be weird, but the shit was awesome. And I'm super excited for this journey. But I can't call myself a wellness professional and be an advocate for therapy if I'm not going to therapy, right? So, Corey, I wanted to ask you, man, I was not here for the episode, but I heard, you know what I'm saying, that you are sleep deprived right now and that you have not been on your A game. And I know we were talking about that as brothers, like how we can get our mind right, how we can make sure that we get on the right path. In this level of accountability thing that we have as accountability brothers, what happened with that? Are you feeling better? Are you moving? And if not, what are you doing to get there again?
So I had my plan. I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to fit into my recovery. This is the amount of sleep I'm going to get. I'm going to work through this. This is where I failed.
Yeah.
It did not work. And that's the reality of the situation is sometimes you put a plan together, that plan doesn't come through. So you go to plan B. And a lot of times plan B is how you make plan A work. So I just had to refit it. I had to look at it differently. I had to take the different times and say, okay, so there's no way I can make this happen in the way that I planned it. I have to restructure that. So I put myself into a different day off. I put my recovery forward in front of my training, and I made some changes into that. And I also sat down with, I have a mentor that I speak with often, and I sat down with them and I said, hey, I'm fucking up. And we had to talk about that. And one of the things that happens a lot of times is when you're in the forefront or you're someone who's seen as a leader and people look up to you, you forget that you can still acknowledge when you make a mistake.
Yeah, man.
Everyone does still fail. And I 100% failed. And I'm in the process of fixing it. Hopefully, I've got the right solution now. But that's the reality of the thing. I'm tired as hell right now. I did not do that shit right.
You're failing forward, brother. If you think about it, you're really failing forward, right? Because when you do fail, we get to actually learn what it is we did wrong or what it is, that area of opportunity of what we need to do right. And then you can come back with an action plan to get that done. And I just want you to know, in any way that I can help, brother, I am here for you. You feel me?
Hey,
real.
If this new plan don't work, I'm going to holler at you.
That's critical, man. No, it's a critical thing, and I really do celebrate that because observing, a lot of people get caught into the observation piece of that, right? Yeah. So here's what I did wrong, and I'm doing wrong, I'm doing that. But if the action doesn't meet what you actually want to get to, you end up having that gap inside those spaces, right? So definitely appreciate the accountability aspect of that. Shout out to both of y'all for saying, yeah, I'm not perfect. I could do that because, again, on this male ego being a fragile fucking thing, we really try to break this down every week. I hear a lot of people talk, but they don't actually say, yeah, and this is some of the stuff that I'm actually dealing with, right? So the fact that you can champion that, the fact that you can grab that, and the fact that you can go that means that you're invested in the solution, and the action is going to take you there.
Yeah, man.
That's exactly it, man.
Never let the ego outgrow the accomplishment.
Man, listen, I see it. I see it happening all the time.
Kyle, really quick, man, question that I have for you, man. Obviously, in this journey for me, it hasn't been an easy journey. I mean, trying to find a therapist is literally like fucking dating, right? And I've wanted to do this for years, but I finally got around to it. And for, since I've met you, yoga has been this part of your practice, part of your culture. Like you said, it's a lifestyle. Fitness and wellness is a lifestyle. What made you step out on a limb to finally say, you know what? I'm going to take this accountability. I'm going to take this to the next level. I'm going to go out and I'm going to do my 200-hour yoga certification.
It's one of those things where if I don't do it, I'm not going to see it anywhere else. Like I'm feeling that void. To Tony's point, I'm feeling the gap between me not seeing the representation that I want to see, and it being something that's actually a part of my life and my day-to-day practice. It just made sense, and my knowledge of the body was like, all right, let's combine this 4 years that I've over fucking paid for with this mythological traditional study and learn about some words like Shavasana and Sanskrit in the language and be able to still deliver it to people that need it and not just people that can afford it.
Make that shit digestible to all communities,
exactly,
so to speak. People, that's all I got for today, man. I just wanted to make sure that we are setting the pace, man. So, like Corey said, whether you are failing forward and observing a plan and, coming up, don't be the kind of person that says, I'm going to complain. Be the kind of person that has a solution. Be a solution-based person. Whether you're Kyle and you're like, listen, I don't see it for my people, so I'm going to create it for my people. Have that energy and that level of accountability. That is how you win the day. All right?
Putting up those dubs all over the map, man. We got this in here, fellas. Yo, it's going to be a good-ass day. Again, I tell you, fam, we've been putting up 80 damn episodes in this whole little run that we've been on from the top of the year.
Word.
People got a whole life lesson inside here. If you're not feeling it, go back through, listen again. You probably going to pick something up that's going to change your life.
Listen, when you press me in the street and you give me bad energy and I don't fuck you up, it's because I'm in therapy.
It's because you're in therapy.
And I'm in a higher place.
Get your ass whooped because of my therapist.
You lucky my therapist got me in a higher place.
I have
Shout out to Dr. Jones.
Yeah, exactly. I've transcended my former thoughts.
Exactly.
I'm different. I'm moving on a whole different way.
Sometimes you got your ass whooped because it's above me.
Yeah.
It's out of my hands. The vibe has taken me into a different space. I'm sorry. It's now on you.
Yeah.
Speaking of that vibe, Young Jones.
What up?
What's going on with the head nod stuff this week, man? Let people know what this lyrical exercise is going down.
So similar to Rip from the Headlines, I'm going to break this out in new albums, new singles, and a what the fuck release of the week.
Okay.
Oh, I like this.
New album drop, Wale drop, Wow, That's Crazy. It actually sounds pretty fucking good, so, actually check that out. Afro B dropped Afro Wave 3. If you want to get your Afro vibrations and libations in, I definitely...
Okay.
That's a vibe. That's a vibe.
You got that wavy afro.
That's a vibe.
I don't know what happened with the first two, but 3 gonna get you where you need to be. Robert Glasper dropped Fuck Your Feelings.
Yeah, that's my shit.
That's my actual dude.
Shout out to him. I
been
seen him
around
in
Robert.
Brooklyn for a little while, kicking it.
I got the pleasure to work with him for a couple of years when I was with Maxwell. So.
All love. Little Kim dropped the album.
I did not hear that.
I did not know that.
Spoiler alert, they sampled Booty 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 Rockin' Everywhere, the Bubba Spark shit.
Not Lil Kim.
Sampled it.
The thing she did on the BET Awards.
That's what I'm about to say. I saw her do that.
Didn't watch that, but sure.
There we go.
Last but not least, Danny Brown dropped. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy that he's back to putting music back out because he
Welcome
went
back,
missing
Danny.
for a little bit.
I think that's a whole Q-Tip produced album too. If I'm
It
not,
definitely sounds different than anything I've ever heard from him.
Yeah.
So check that out. Singles that dropped, Gucci Man dropped Big Booty with Meg Thee Stallion.
Okay.
Oh, it's going up. You
Watch
know
out
what
for
I
the
mean?
bucking out there.
He also dropped Tootsie, so I feel like Gucci is in the strip club a little bit. You know?
Don't be bucking. You might get caught.
Hey, not if you buck, brother.
Exactly.
Ride the stallions with caution. That's what he's saying out
That's what
here.
I'm saying, man.
Two
All you
hands
need
for
to do is
safety.
8 seconds, apparently. So,
Get your stirrups ready.
2 hands for safety, don't you
Right?
forget, ladies and gentlemen. JT is out from the City Girls, first day out, so she's dropping a song. So be prepared for that to come out. And last but not least, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Layla Waif is making a movie called Queen Slim,
Yeah.
and the soundtrack is featuring Earth Gang, and they got a song called Collide. I'm looking forward to that movie coming out in November 27th. It's like a remix Bonnie and Clyde kind of version, like a modern day. Looks really dope. Which brings me to my what the fuck release of the week.
Okay.
So, gentlemen, if I told you that Neo dropped a Christmas album this week, how would you feel?
I feel for every Christmas album.
I'm fucked up in mad ways.
Not only is it a Christmas album in October, but it's from Neo. He went missing for years, and I clicked the first one like, nah, this ain't real, and it was. Did
he go in that bag?
He went in that bag. It's called Another
This Christmas?
Fam, it's called Another Kind of Christmas. And it showed up in my new releases of the week. So either Spotify got a real sense of humor or this motherfucker's tripping. My second what the fuck release of the week was Fantasia came out with an album called Sketchbook. Now, I don't know if y'all familiar with Fantasia. It's been a long time.
You don't know if we're familiar with
I don't know if she's familiar with reading books or what happened in that time in between.
Listen, she's evolved, man.
She's in a higher place?
She's in a higher place, man.
familiar with reading books, fam? Come on, man.
Aggressive.
Listen, she just had a great interview on Breakfast Club not too long ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she's.
All right,
she's
much
an
love to
evolved-
Fantasia.
It stirred the pot. She was talking about being subordinate and serving, like essentially women changing their
roles
to support their husbands and all the rest of that stuff. There was a lot of people going back and forth in that space. But
Okay.
There's a lot of women feeling her though. You know what I mean?
It was splitting
feeling
the parties,
Like
you know?
she was trying to kick game on like.
She single-handedly
This
brought the
is
show
why
cut
y'all
out.
single.
Yeah, facts.
You know.
You should pay attention to who clicked on what, because that'll tell you a lot about who you need for your next partner.
Exactly.
Right?
Facts.
So I only bring that up because with the benefit of the doubt, I gave it a listen. I give everything a listen. And the first track was just not really doing it. It's like, yo, I ain't heard from you in years, and this is not how you're going to pull me in as a fan. So the last question I want to wrap this with you gentlemen is, does the intro track still hold as much weight as it used to back in the day?
It depends on what bag we're in. If we're in a hip hop bag, I like that because that's just something that I'm used to. Like I just got back into the I was in my West Side gun bag, and when I listened to the last project that he put out, right, the Griselda Boys, he had Raekwon on the intro.
Terrible
The beat is crazy. Raekwon on the intro going crazy, paying homage, and it kind of it got me hyped for the first track. I'm from the era of intros. I'm from the era of intros, and that's just for me. It works, especially in the hip hop space.
I think it depends on the consumer. Because the reality of it is, we're a little seasoned in this game, a little gray in the hairs listening to music. So we're used to listening to a whole album. But the reality of it is that's not how people consume music anymore for the majority.
I mean,
most people listen to an individual song. They click on that. That's how streaming and downloading is working. Most people aren't going through the whole album.
If you're going to call yourself an artist, take pride in the project.
Oh, most definitely. I agree.
Curate a masterpiece.
Absolutely.
And I think when you take pride and you have the intros, you have the outros, you have a story, you have bars for days, but you can actually have a story. You could tell a tale and create a narrative for the project. It speaks to my soul. You know what I'm saying?
I 100% agree. Sidebar though, fam, if you are going to do a skit, don't attach it to the track. Put it on a separate track. I want to hear your skit once.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hear your skit every time. I had to fast forward for 1 minute and 18 seconds to listen to Kick in the Door every time I wanted to hear it because I don't want to hear that every time.
If you're recording in 2019 and you're still doing skits, go make a whole separate comedy album. I don't want to hear no skits from nobody.
I'll hear you once, but not again.
Yeah, we're not doing that whole thing.
I don't want it. Just go take it. Take that idea and take it all the way back to your homies that should have told you, nah, this ain't right, and tell them same jokes to them same corny-ass people in the room with you.
Unless you Lil Duval, where you comedy first and you kind of make music
He's a
too.
comedian,
he's a
right?
comedian.
And that's a
you
different point
comedy
of
first and
departure.
you kind of make music too.
You know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
You're good for the intro, but you're not here for the skit.
I don't want to hear no skits. It's 2019.
Yeah, me too.
We about to go into 2020. You need to learn up right now. That's not helping nobody.
We gotta talk about one day best skits of all time. DMX,
up there.
DMX, bro. DMX intros, hilarious.
True. I ain't even gonna do it. I was about
The
to
Mad
do it.
Rapper
gonna go
joints.
into
that's
The Mad
aggressive
Rapper
right
joints,
now.
though. The Bad Boy Mad Rappers.
That's why we got
Tell
the
them why
mad
you mad,
trainers.
son.
We got to tell them why you mad. That's why we still on Yoga
what I'm
Journal
saying.
Net right now.
Yeah.
I'm saying. So skits had their place, man.
Yeah.
Skits are useful.
They
Just
are.
Put them on a different track.
Yoga Journal, be careful.
Yeah.
'Cause if I put on the Timbs and knee pads,
You know what time it is.
it's getting real.
I knew a girl in college that we called Tim's and knee pads, and I think she had a different energy than
So,
you had.
Kyle, thank you for everything that you brought to us with this lyrical exercise this week, my man. I really appreciate how you expand our horizons every week with different things and spark all kind of interesting conversations, my man.
Very much. Shout out to her.
Shout out to whoever that is, whatever she's doing.
Holla at me, Tim's.
You know, you got to do whatever you got to do. Corey, what's going on in Mindsex this week?
I know, I got to go check my MySpace and see if she hit me up. All right. So, Mindsex, let's talk about this. Let's talk about recognition, right? We spend a lot of energy. We create a ton of emotional fatigue just trying to be noticed. We're out here displaying participation trophies like you did something, posting dry-ass, unseasoned chicken to show people you know how to cook, flaccid, sorry-looking vegetables and kids' report cards because he's in 3rd grade. I don't give a fuck, Megan. Like, I don't care that your kid's an honor student in the 3rd fucking grade. Y'all got your whole ass out here trying to display on Instagram like it's Carnival every Tuesday just for some smiles and some emojis and some happy faces, just searching for the recognition. And you can get your name called, you can get a few new followers, you can get that coveted blue check, that's real dope. And it seems trivial, but it can also be paramount to our self-esteem because the concept of who we are, especially now, is attached to how people perceive us. So that recognition shit is actually a real thing. So yes, it's stupid when you put up your whack-ass chicken that does not look like someone wants to eat it, but it's also a real thing that you're looking for some recognition. You're looking to be seen. That's what social media is for. So do that shit yourself, fam. Love you. Pat your own fucking back. I dead up, and y'all have all heard me do it. I've given myself props in front of other people because I did some dope. That was dope. Shout out to me. Every time I get on the mic, I go, yeah, I still sound amazing because I fucking sound amazing on this mic, first off. And second off, because I'm going to give myself these props. I'm not about to put my ass on Instagram. First off, I don't know how many of y'all want to see it, but it's not coming out. But you don't have to take everything and make everything come from someone else. Bring that energy to yourself sometimes. Understand that you can create your own rec. You can give yourself love. You can pat your own back. Your arms are loose enough. If they're not, get on your mobility. Get your shoulders loose. Pat your own fucking back.
See one of us.
Yeah, you don't put yourself out here for that temporary recognition because remember, things are going to change. Eventually, your kid's going to see your Instagram. So look at your Instagram as something that has to live long. Look at your persona as something that has to carry. And remember, what you put out there is not going away. So you can get this recognition, but you might not want to keep some of the recognition you get. So for y'all, I say, when you feel like you need that rec, when you feel like you get in that spot where you need to feel that same love, I'm going to come to you, Kyle, first. What do you do when you feel like you need the love? Do you look for others? Do you bring it to yourself? What's your step for your rec?
As I grew up as an only child, I don't need shit from nobody, but in the event that I do, I would like it to be in the form of growth. So if we're going from point A to point B, like when I used to post my workout videos all the time and people would be like, yo, I tried that and it was way hard. It was like, all right, cool. I'm glad you tried it. That means I inspired you to do something. Now you're growing into a new direction. That's the only recognition I really need, is to make sure that if I do something and you like the way I did it and it sparks something in you to do something else, that's all I really need. I don't need applause. I don't need showering with love. People always want to compliment me. I feel like that's the new thing. Like, oh my God, I love your hair. I love your beard. I love your shoes. I don't give a fuck. I ain't waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? But if it sparks you to do something greater than you were before, then that's the only recognition I ever really need.
That's what's up. Antonio Panama.
What up?
Where's your recognition coming from, fam?
My recognition comes in the form of invoices that they can send directly to my PO, because everything else, I'm going to be honest with you, like I would echo very similar sentiments across there. If you want to recognize something that I've done, go ahead, CTC. That's pretty much the best way to get to me in these day and age. And now, if it's not from these entities that we do a lot of work for and put a lot of value into, that are doing the bland-ass chicken thing, but we add the sauce too, recognition is going to be in, if you saw something in me that inspired you, kind of like what Jones was saying, go ahead, light that fire for somebody else. Go ahead, keep opening up those doors for somebody else, and go ahead, keep championing yourself. Don't listen to me. I don't want to be nobody idol. I don't want to be nobody hero. I want to be the person who's going to be crazy enough to do some stuff that you were scared of, so that hopefully you can change that out. And that's recognition in my space.
Mr. Brooks, talk to him.
Like you, I'm an only child, man, so I agree. Everything for me is, the sunshine is eternal. I'm not really looking for much recognition, and when I do need to feel those feelings, I lean towards my family. I have a wife for that. I have good friends for that. I have people that I can call on. But more importantly than anything, if you want to recognize me, you want to give me recognition, support me. That's it. Support my initiatives, support my business, pull up to my events, make sure you're listening to this podcast.
On the 16th.
Share this shit with your friends. Don't come to me asking for handouts. Say, hey, listen, I know that you have a lot of expertise in X, Y, and Z. I would love some insight, and I'd love to pay you for your services. So that's how you can show me recognition, by supporting my initiatives. I didn't go on Instagram the other day and tell people about my mental health journey and what I'm going through for fucking flowers. I hope that I was able to inspire some other black men to go out there and be like, listen, I can do this shit too. Like, if homeboy can do it, it can do it. I ain't no different from you. We all got the same 24 hours in a day. So, I just want to be as influential as possible to those who want to get it. It's here for you if you want it. But I'm not going to really just try to shove it in your face.
So the bottom line is the recognition comes from either the check or your presence.
Most definitely. We CTC out here. We open for business this month. I don't know if everybody understands what this support looks like. Support is a like, it's a listen, it's a subscribe, and send them dollars this way.
If you are my fucking friend and you have not been to my live show and you have not clicked and liked and subscribed, you fucking up.
We putting you on the same list as Yoga Journal. Getting at them, letting people know.
And we're not here to take it personal, but we do take,
I'll take it personal.
PayPal, Venmo,
Yeah,
Cash,
whatever the case is.
Zelle,
Cash App.
check,
Send a bird.
cash,
Square.
all
Whoever.
of that. Yep, we
Yeah.
take all of that.
I'll take change.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Them
Oh, I
little
take
gold
all
circles.
kinds of change.
You know.
Quarters and up.
All
though, right?
adds up.
Quarters and up.
Nah,
Like,
I
don't
take it all.
come over here with
Pennies-
dimes and nickels.
Pennies
man.
equate to dollars.
Listen, they add up after a while. We talking about international currency. So my yen people out there, you want to throw
Yeah.
some of those? Couple
What is the
euros.
Couple
Sri Lankan-
euros.
What is the Sri Lankan denominator? What's the Sri Lankan?
We're going to find that out. But listen, they're going to send this over
know
in the
I don't
pallet.
know.
Give me a couple fezzes, throw a couple dollars in that fez. You know, it's all good.
I'm
I'll
taking
take that.
pesos.
Pass the bees like they used to do.
I'm taking pesos too.
Used to have a
Whoever.
homegirl named Fez in college.
You got a lot of people in college that we got to ask some questions about.
We ain't asking no
We had a
questions.
documentary about his Carlos life.
Oh, man. It's a whole ass situation. But I do appreciate that
Got to sign
recognition.
an NDA first.
Yeah, nah. We ain't getting into that situation. I do appreciate the aspects of recognition. I do appreciate you loving yourself, you having a high selection of when you're taking on new clients in any venue, any shape or form that you have to do, making sure that you're investing in the solutions that's going to take you forward. So shout out to my brother for doing that. I definitely like the new What the F segment for
You can say
this
fuck
week.
on the show. You know that.
I like to use those as punctuations when I really mean it. So I saved the fucks for Yoga Journal because that's
I got
what I
you.
really got into. Most definitely.
Fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all. That's where I'm at. We letting that thing spread.
Yo, Yoga Journal.
2 times.
Yeah, exactly.
you.
That's how we feel. We staying woke on that side.
I wish I had a subscription so I could cancel it, but I
Double
ain't never
time.
fuck with them to begin with.
I'm going to sign up 2 times today and then cancel 2 times today. On the strength. Off the strength.
Wait till I get my free gift and then I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. It'll let you know. Light some
Need
incense
that cozy.
from the wrong end for them right now today. That's how I feel about it. Oh, man. Folks, please be sure to keep in touch and listen to what we have going on 1016. That's right, full squad pulling up, taking over, shutting down anything that's going on in this wellness side. Guys, are y'all as excited as I am?
Man.
So excited.
Can't wait.
Goddamn right.
There might be some all kind of craziness happening. Before we dip up out of here, what's a random prediction? If we're going to leave the listeners with a little bit of something, what's a random prediction of what's going to happen at an Off the Strength second live show? Because we had somebody quit their damn job at the last one.
That's what I was going to go. We're going to have another person quit their job. Somebody's going to cry.
Tony gonna take his shirt off.
Might be.
Do the D'Angelo challenge.
Never know. We still got to get the
Somebody
cameras
bring
out there.
baby oil.
We got to get the cameras on. Somebody going to get pregnant. I ain't going to say from who, but...
Somebody's definitely going to be inspired to have a child. That night.
Right? We're going to transcend.
Yeah.
There's going to be a baby named Shavasana.
Yeah, exactly. A baby named Shavasana is the name of the episode. That's where we came in with that. There we go. Jones, you got a prediction, random prediction before we dip up out? We about to close the clock out. Take that last shot, player.
I mean, I already said what you going to do, but I predict that we're going to have a live-ass time. We're going to show up. We're going to turn out. We're going to do the little 2-step.
You got a 2-step in there?
I'm going to do a 2-step for the people.
Go ahead.
You got to show. You got to pull up to see it. You know what I mean?
Yo, somebody's going to try to come up in there with a fucking pen and a notepad, and instead of getting inspired to do their own thing, they're going to try to cookie cut exactly what we did and fail because they ain't got the juice.
Ah, the Hugo.
You know?
We here for it.
And we know you coming. I can't wait to see you.
Sean.
but putting the pressure on the system. We naming names out
That's
there.
That's the name of the dudes.
That's just
we
a
got a
name.
Meredith. Now we got a Sean.
There we go.
Doing all of these.
Shout out to Meredith and Sean. Once again, it's been another fantastic episode of Off the Strength. I'm a trainer called Tony.
K.R. Jones.
TB.
You're a trainer, Corey.
Peace and much love to y'all. Until next time, we'll see you soon.
Stay woke.
Yeah. Fuck yoga journal.